All right, what's up, guys? So started getting the motor prepped, and as you can imagine, these rusty bolts were a pain in the butt to get out. So as you can see, snapped a couple of the up pipe bolts. They snapped coming out, tried to heat, tried to impact. They just did not want to come out with all the rust buildup. So unfortunately they snapped, kind of forcing me into a turbo because I don't feel like drilling those out, which ends up not being a bad thing because there's a little bit of slop in the wheel anyway, so good reason to upgrade the turbo. So got the, like I said, the up pipes off, manifolds, they're gonna get replaced as well. A couple of these bolt heads were completely rounded just with rust. Tried to chip away some of the rust and get a socket on it, but a couple of them already spun. So I'm probably gonna end up having to cut those and then either weld a nut or put a vice grip to get those studs off. Thankfully, the bolts, the 6 or so bolts that are in there, they're coming out fine. It's just the studs that I'm having an issue with on the sides. So obviously, this motor's got close to 200,000 on it. It is what it is. So let's keep pushing along. Got the oil drain tube, all those bolts loosened up. I got 2 of the 3 turbo pedestal bolts out. The last one on this side is just locked in there solid, so I'm getting it soaked with PB Blaster overnight and go from there. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments about what I should do on the top end here. I'm thinking either the HSP or the Whirly Custom Fab. Intake horn at the elbow, that whole piece there. Obviously going to go through, replace, rusty clamps, hoses, put everything all brand new. This little sensor, I forget what that is, goes into the intake horn here, I believe. There's a little sensor port right here. I'll have to get a new one of those because that broke pulling out the old intake. But otherwise, yeah, probably new fuel lines, either stainless or the Dorman set. Get everything cleaned up. I believe I have a deal on a set of manifolds, up pipes. So that's my plan, replace everything with new PPE and go from there. All right, guys, next is gonna be the fuel system. So I wanna talk through kind of what my idea was to get this going. I've seen a few different ways of doing this online, but first what I'm thinking is, using the 2-inch filler neck from the diesel. This is the factory one from the Suburban. So I'll use the 2-inch filler neck from the Suburban, come down here. There's a wide pipe that's already pre-welded that will fit in here. I'll link that part number down in the description. Use a 2-inch bung on the rear tank, as well as a 2-inch bung on the main tank. I'm undecided if I'm going to try to use the transfer pump, I should say, from the rear tank to get up here, or if I'm just going to use a gravity feed. Talked to a few different guys and they've all recommended the gravity feed, but I think the transfer pump and the gauge will all work the way it is. So I might try that route. Worst case, I can always drill a hole in the bottom, add the 1/2-inch bung with some AN fittings and get it to gravity feed into the front tank. So that's my plan with the fuel. I'll probably tackle the front axle there, get that swapped over with the one from the 373 out of the Duramax. This Suburban came factory with 410 gears, so I need to swap both the front axle as well as the rear. I'm not sure on the power steering box, the gearbox here. I'm not sure if we can use that one or if I need to swap that one as well. So feel free to leave a comment down in the description if you are aware what to do there. Gonna use this AirDog 165 lift pump, get up my fueling up there, get it filtered, as well as move it up from the tank to the engine. So plan on using that. And yeah, it's coming along pretty good. Be back out here tonight working on it and going from there. Obviously got to swap that rear axle as well with the 373 axle with the larger, I believe it's 11.5 ring gear from the 2500 with the diesel. This is an 8.1, so it did come with a full floater, but I believe it's a 10.5 ring gear rather than the 11.5. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Feel free, like I said, leave a comment below, and more to come.